Price studio, this is Bridge Street.
Good morning and welcome to Bridge Street. As you can see, we have a very special guest host today, Mr. James Gaddis, in for Chris Brandolino.
He's somewhere fun this morning.
He is somewhere fun.
We'll get into that.
Somewhere in the Big East.
Somewhere down
Lucky
in Manhattan. Have you been watching the smoke rise, we'll say, this morning?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm totally into the conclave.
Yeah?
I keep thinking, like, what's going on in there? I wish I could be a fly on the wall and know what the conversations are. And this morning we were glued to this, of all things, the smoke pole, waiting to see, will the smoke be white? Will the smoke be black? And when it first came out, we're like, is it white? Is it black? Is it...
You can't tell at first. You need to give it a few seconds to...
It's not an exact science after hundreds and hundreds of years.
Black smoke means no decision, right? They need to come to a 2/3 majority. I'm told, I think we've seen black smoke twice now then, this morning. So they've had 2 votes, no decision. Took 4 for the last popes. I mean, well into the future when we're watching, are we going to have, Pope Tyler the 16th, 20 years from now?
Do you want the Pope to be Pope James?
That would be nice.
Are you Catholic?
It's a good Catholic name, yeah.
You are. So are you, like, glued to the coverage? You're the one of...
I'm probably what my mom would call a bad Catholic.
Oh, James, you are not. Are you a creaster? Do you only go on Christmas and Easter?
I'm worse than that right now.
You're worse than a creaster, James.
Mom says, are you going to come to church with me? And I said, not this year.
Not today.
And I've said that for a few years now, so hopefully she's not watching it.
Well, maybe the new Pope will inspire you.
If it's a James, I will be there. The first Sunday after Pope James is Pope.
And you never know. I was saying this morning to producer Brian, I was saying, the Pope is coming, and he was like, no, the Pope he's already there. You just don't know who he is yet. And I was like, yeah, well, you know what? Well said. The Pope is there. He's somewhere in Vatican City right now. We just don't know who he is yet.
It's a good point.
It is a good point.
And you can also keep track on your smartphone.
Oh, yes, and you're totally into the whole Twitter zone.
That's how I find out my information. I wasn't watching the smoke. I was watching my Twitter feed.
You were?
Yeah.
And do you think you learned about it as fast as you would have if you were watching TV?
No.
Okay.
But only a few seconds. It would take a few seconds.
A few seconds delay.
Done.
So tell me, how can we follow the conclave?
Well, apparently there is an app for that, Logos Bible Software. They developed a conclave app after hearing about the Pope's plans to resign. Some of what it offers: video from the Vatican or from Vatican television, a Twitter feed following hashtag conclave and hashtag Pope. So if somebody does, or I guess if anybody tweets with those hashtags, they'll come up and you can follow those through the app. Bios of all the cardinals to gauge who's getting the most online buzz,
and you're going to need that the second that we find out, because they're going to be all of these cajillion online hits to this one name when we finally find out.
Oh, he's going to be Googled left and right. We're going to be looking up his Facebook pictures.
We are. Do you think the new Pope will tweet? That was like a big deal when the Pope began tweeting.
I don't know if he will. Someone
will tweet on his behalf
for him. You almost have to at this point.
You do.
You can reach
to
so
keep up
many
with people like James Gaddis, you need to stay in the world of Twitter. But we're going to have, I think, another probably special report later in the afternoon, maybe around the noon hour. Right now, all the Cardinals are having lunch, and what a lunch that must be.
Do you think they have Twinkies at that lunch?
You know what? Maybe they have a secret stash somewhere, because I thought Twinkies were on the out and out.
Right, not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh, praise the Lord.
They may return to shelves. Hostess Brands announced a buyout from Apollo Global Management.
Yay! They're going to be back.
Yeah, the Hostess Twinkie and Dolly Madison cake brands, which obviously include Twinkies. And Twinkies last forever. I feel like we almost need them.
You do. They're the kind of thing you put in the time capsule or something.
Yeah, you put down in your bunker.
Okay, and I hear Wonder Bread went to another company, so we're going to try and keep up on all of these wonderful Wonder Bread products. And I'm not surprised someone bought Twinkie. I mean, if I had the cash flow, I would totally buy Twinkie.
My inner, will say at one point, heftier James, he loved Twinkies.
James of the past.
He loved Twinkies, quote unquote.
The ghost of James Gaddis.
Yeah, I'm an ebb and flow. I go up and down sometimes.
Okay, how many Twinkies are we talking?
Not a lot.
Like a day consumption, like 1 or 2?
I didn't have them that much, but when they were around, I liked them. And
very much.
Maybe 2 at the most.
Well, I mean, 2 comes in the package together in the plastic.
You don't want to put it back. It'll get stale.
No, you got to have at least 2, because you open it up, and unless you have a friend there to share it with, it just kind of goes to waste, right?
Right, and we don't want
to waste. Not want not
right.
in terms of Twinkies, but they will be back to your store shelves hopefully sometime soon.
Let's hope so. You're dressed, it looks like, for something in particular today. I don't know what it is.
For the Big East, I'm supporting the home team, and I know we've got a crew en route to New York City to cover everything. And the rumor is, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to share this, but someone was asking them this morning, well, how many days did you pack for? And they said only one, because they think if they pack for more than 1 day, they'll jinx it. So we might need to mail them some clean underwear.
All right. I would like to say that most of mine is, so I'd be more than happy to help the team out. Chris, that's where Chris is today. He's going to be down taking in the game. That's at
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock against Seton Hall. This is a tough one for me. That's where I started out.
You did.
My collegiate career was at Seton Hall.
So who are you rooting for?
I'm neutral.
Oh, please. No one is
team neutral today.
That's like saying a
neutral.
breakup is mutual. There's no such thing.
Not saying a word.
My prediction, productivity among businesses in Syracuse at 2 o'clock, starting at 2 o'clock, will start.
Will plummet. Joke is, first team to 40 will win this game. That's the joke. So
I don't know that much about sports. Can you explain that?
It's because they only scored a wee small amount against Georgetown, and the SHU game last night only went to about 40, so first team to 40.
Another big number, 1993. And we turn back to 93, Jim Teskey, when we had the great blizzard. How many years ago today? That would be
It would be 20 years ago.
Great show coming up today. Little fashion action, James, since you're here.
I've heard, yeah. I'm going to be sitting back and just kind of taking it in.
Maternity fashion, that is. We're going to find out how you can still be stylish while you're pregnant.
Plus, many students, they're on spring break this week. Isn't that nice? Perfect time for a college campus visit. We've got a college planning expert here to tell us about the 3 most important places to visit on campus, and some of them may surprise you.
And is it normal? Michael Heath stops by to tell us whether our odd behavior is actually unusual. But first,
it is Dietitian Day. You'll find out why it's so important to stay healthy and watch your nutrition. You're watching Bridge Street.